While ordinary individuals commit formulas to memory, geniuses take reality apart like a puzzle. They perceive the unseen, link the unthinkable, and reduce intricate systems to stark clarity. If you believe mimicking genius-level thought is beyond reach, you're mistaken. Genius thinking demands no fortune, and certainly no innate gift. It demands technique. It demands brain-based strategies that rewire your information processing. The encouraging truth: anybody can apply them. In this video, you'll discover 7 cognitive shortcuts geniuses rely on to reason differently. So stay sharply focused. Every shortcut contains 3 levels: the mental spark, the brain-based process, and the tangible impact on your daily existence. By the video's conclusion, your thinking will shift permanently. Your mind will be recoded. You'll shatter cognitive deceptions that confined you for ages. You'll begin detecting hidden structures. You'll master dismissing 90% of distractions and zeroing in solely on what genuinely counts. But don't deceive yourself. The foundational rule is you must avoid self-deception, and you're the simplest person to deceive. Prepare yourself, because starting now, you'll cease deceiving yourself. Let's dive into the first shortcut. A cognitive distortion fools you every single day. You finish a book, attend a lecture, absorb a podcast, and believe, "I've grasped this." That's false. Your mind missold you. It mixed recognition with true comprehension. You recall the terms, yet never truly own the concept. Need evidence. Pick any idea you assume you've mastered and attempt teaching it to a 10-year-old kid. No kid nearby. Speak it aloud to yourself, perhaps facing a mirror. No fancy vocabulary, no specialized language, just ruthless precision. Wherever you stumble, that's the gap in your reasoning. This is the first shortcut. Nothing is understood until you can convey it plainly. The brain science powering this is remarkable. Attempting explanation compels your mind to restructure knowledge. The hippocampus hunts for stored experiences. The prefrontal cortex bridges remote concepts. Fresh neural links emerge. Explaining isn't recitation, it's rebuilding. So here's the deadly drill. Grab the most recent significant topic you explored. Record a 2-minute clip describing it to somebody unfamiliar with it. If you stall, you haven't grasped it. It's truly that straightforward. This shortcut transforms parrots into genuine thinkers. Repeating comes easily. Any bird can mimic. Real thinking demands effort. And that's precisely why it's effective. Moving forward, whenever you acquire knowledge, question yourself, can I clarify this? If no, you still haven't learned it. Shortcut 2, the powerful query. Posing why 3 consecutive times. Most individuals quit reflecting much too soon. They pose one query, receive one response, and consider it finished. Issue resolved. Incorrect. The initial response is invariably superficial. It's the surface level. It's where ordinary minds rest. Yet a ruthless shortcut reveals deeper reasoning layers. Pose why 3 times successively. Let me demonstrate the contrast. Basic query. Why does metal grow larger when warmed? First level response: because heat affects it. Halt there, and you haven't reflected. You merely echoed the evident. Now query once more. But why does warmth trigger growth? Second level response: because molecules vibrate faster. Improved, yet still surface level. Third query: and why does increased vibration trigger growth? Third level response: because atomic bonds possess finite separation. Greater vibration pushes particles farther apart. See, now genuine reflection begins. The mental reason is straightforward. Reflection requires effort. Your brain favors swift replies since they conserve resources. Geniuses refuse to conserve, they expend. Each why compels deeper excavation, escapes automatic mode, uncovers authentic causes rather than hollowed justifications. So here's your test. Select anything familiar and apply why 3 times. Brace to discover you knew far less than assumed. And that's precisely where authentic learning starts. Jot this down to remember. That concluded the second shortcut, the triple why. Now onward to the third shortcut. Listen extremely carefully. The mental workshop. And here's the astonishing element. Your brain fails to separate vivid mental rehearsal from actual occurrence. Pure brain research. When you picture something with vivid precision, identical neural circuits engage. It's equivalent to having genuinely experienced it. So why doesn't everybody exploit this? Because it demands intense focus. It requires fierce discipline. Most prefer spontaneous action and real-world failure. It's simpler, but geniuses operate otherwise. They construct internal models. They trial theories before reality arrives. They remove mistakes without squandering effort. Need a concrete illustration. Picture facing a challenging discussion tomorrow. Don't enter unprepared. Rehearse it mentally first. Visualize the setting. Listen to the dialogue. Sense the responses. Trial 3 separate strategies inside your head. Identify the strongest. When reality arrives, you've already practiced. Your mind already mastered the route. This shortcut proves ruthless because it converts random trial and error into deliberate creation. You cease burning energy experimenting amid disorder and begin experimenting within mental clarity. Henceforth, before proceeding, question yourself, have I mentally rehearsed this already? Geniuses don't experiment more, they experiment smarter. Enjoyed the third shortcut? Then hit like on this video, it genuinely helps us. We've arrived at the fourth shortcut. Concentrate closely because this proves essential. Detecting connections others overlook. Reality overflows with hidden connections. Most observe and perceive merely disconnected facts, scattered details, pointless disorder. But a higher awareness transforms everything. The skill to spot links nobody else notices. This is the connection shortcut. Your mind excels at pattern detection. It craves imposing structure on disorder. And upon succeeding, something remarkable occurs. Comprehension surges dramatically. The issue, most never develop this skill. So here's the deadly practice. Whenever acquiring fresh knowledge, pose 3 queries. First, what links this to something else? Second, what recurring structure emerges here? Third, what's the concealed process driving it? Consider an illustration. You explore physics and grasp resonance. When an outside frequency aligns with an object's inherent frequency, energy intensifies. Now examine elsewhere. Marketing operates via emotional alignment. Partnerships function via shared value alignment. Learning follows similarly. You integrate concepts aligning with existing knowledge. Identical rule, altered setting. That's connection-based reasoning. Master this shortcut and learning accelerates because you stop rote memorization. You forge links. And links surpass raw recall infinitely. Henceforth, whenever studying anything, ask, where else does this surface? This shortcut converts learners into strategic thinkers. Now onward to the fifth shortcut, the selective lens. Identifying what deserves dismissal. Here's a harsh reality. Your mind never lacks data. It drowns in surplus. We inhabit the era of overload, endless statistics, countless viewpoints, hundreds of critical elements vying for focus. Outcome cognitive freeze. Most attempt absorbing everything, reading everything, comprehending everything, and ultimately master nothing. Yet a deadly shortcut alters this. Mastering selective ignorance. Geniuses never pursue universal understanding. They eliminate 90% of irrelevance and concentrate solely on the problem's essence. This is ruthless prioritization. And it succeeds because your mind possesses finite resources. Every pointless detail consumes energy needed for what truly counts. So here's the vital query. Does this genuinely impact the issue? If negative, discard ruthlessly. Concrete illustration. You're deciphering engine mechanics. Skip engineering history. Avoid memorizing engine varieties. Bypass complete combustion chemistry. Target essentials. How energy converts to movement. Eliminate lengthy descriptions. Dismiss trivial specifics. Hunt the idea's core. This shortcut defies intuition because culture claims broader knowledge equals superiority. False. Knowledge of essentials triumphs. Dismissing clutter overpowers hoarding trivial facts. Henceforth, whenever studying, ask, what can vanish without harming the core? Geniuses lack universal knowledge. They possess precise knowledge of significance. Now concentrate intensely because the sixth shortcut marks the true separator, the one forging genuinely genius-level cognition. The combination game generating concepts from existing concepts. Creativity isn't mystical ability granted to some and denied others. Creativity equals fusion. It's linking two remote concepts unexpectedly. And this ranks as the mightiest shortcut, the convergence. Here's its operation. You borrow an idea from domain A and transplant it in a domain B. Magic sparks at the clash where separate realms collide. The brain science is fierce. Forcing unrelated domains together creates novel neural pathways. Each pathway offers potential breakthrough. Consider genuine cases. Physics intersects music. Wave mechanics clarify harmony. Mathematics intersects psychology. Statistics illuminate choices. Biology intersects commerce. Natural systems explain rivalry. Identical rules, transformedly practice. Select current study material and query. How does this operate elsewhere? Concrete illustration. You're studying control loops and systems. Output returns as input, generating amplification or equilibrium cycles. Now transplant to relationships. Positive loops intensify actions. Negative loops maintain balance. Or transplant to learning. Effort yields progress. Progress fuels drive. Drive fuels effort. Cycle. You produced 3 revelations from one idea. That's creative genius origin. Henceforth, whenever learning anything, ask, where else does this fit? Geniuses never create from nothing. They recombine existing elements impossibly. One ultimate intelligence level remains rare. It isn't quicker reasoning. It isn't greater recall. It isn't tackling harder puzzles. It's vastly stronger. Monitoring your own reasoning process. This is metacognition, and it represents human thought's summit. Most exist automatically. They reason identically, repeat identical errors, enter identical mental snares, and remain unaware. Yet developing self-observation transforms everything. You interrupt automatic mode. Abruptly you detect error patterns, thinking routines, persistent diversions, concealed restrictive convictions. And upon detection, correction follows. The mental principle is clear. A self-watching mind learns self-regulation. So here are deadly daily self-queries. Why do I reason this way? Which thinking mistake recurs? Which hidden conviction shapes my choices? Practical drill. Document your logic. Select any issue and record step by step your exact reasoning process. Externalizing reveals flaws instantly. This shortcut proves fierce because it builds continuously evolving cognition. You escape repetitive cycles. You identify, adjust, advance. Henceforth, watch how you reason, not merely what you reason. That's ordinary versus perpetually expanding cognition. That concluded the 7th shortcut. The self-watching mind reflecting on its own processes. Questions. Post them below. I answer every single one. Clarify to truly master. Query why thrice. Rehearse mentally first. Detect unseen connections. Eliminate non-essentials. Link remote domains. Monitor personal reasoning. Apply even one shortcut today and tomorrow your mind already functions differently. Like if this resonated, and subscribe to stay updated. Every upload here aims to sharpen, deepen, clarify your thinking. Want serious progress? Share this with someone needing mental awakening. Until next time, keep thinking.